Hello, welcome to my channel WWE Pulse.
The forbidden door. Now that phrase can mean many things to many people.
Excellent.
But in wrestling, it has a very specific meaning. And if you're not aware of what that is, well, now is the time to get up to speed, because trust me, you do not want to be left behind. Hey, what's up? It's me here. And welcome back to another video. Now, the forbidden door in wrestling is a term used when wrestlers from different wrestling promotions compete against each other. Basically, it asks a way to allow wrestlers to compete against one another who they otherwise wouldn't be able to. And this can be a big deal because it allows for some dream matches that were once thought impossible to take place. It creates a sense of an interconnected wrestling world where wrestlers are free to go wherever they want, and they really not tied down to any one promotion. The Forbidden Door is something that has become much more common in recent years, as the wrestling industry has become more and more interconnected. With the rise of social media, wrestlers are able to promote themselves regardless of where they're reemployed, and fans have more access to wrestling than ever before. So when it comes to the Forbidden Door, there are two main ways in which it can be opened. The first is through a wrestler's contract. Most wrestlers have contracts that allow them to work for other promotions outside of their own. For example, Kenny Omega's contract with AEW allows him to work for New Japan Pro Wrestling. So when he was wrestling for NJPW, he was technically working through the Forbidden Door. But the second way is through special events. Some promotions will hold special events that are specifically designed to showcase wrestlers from other promotions. For example, the annual Forbidden Door pay-per-view is a joint production between All Elite Wrestling and New Japan Pro Wrestling. The event features wrestlers from both promotions, and it has a chance for fans to see some dream matches that might not happen otherwise. So the Forbidden Door has become a popular topic in wrestling recently, especially with the rise of All Elite Wrestling. When AEW first started, it was widely reported that they had a working relationship with WWE, and that this would allow wrestlers to freely move between the two companies. However, it was later revealed that this was not the case, and that WWE had no interest in working with AEW. Despite this, though, several high-profile wrestlers have made appearances on both WWE and AEW programming, including CM Punk, Bryan Danielson, Adam Cole, and most recently, Samoa Joe. In fact, Samoa Joe recently appeared on WWE television after a 3-year hiatus just to help out his friend Bryan Danielson during his feud with the undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns. And if that wasn't enough, Joe was even announced for the Men's Royal Rumble match, which means that he could potentially challenge Reigns for the title at WrestleMania 39. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's talk about the current Forbidden Door situation in wrestling. As I mentioned earlier, the Forbidden Door has become much more common in recent years, and this is due to a variety of factors. For example, as I mentioned earlier, wrestlers now have more freedom to work wherever they want. And this is due in part to the fact that there are now more wrestling promotions than ever before. In addition to WWE and AEW, there are several other promotions that are gaining popularity, such as Impact Wrestling, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Ring of Honor, and even smaller promotions like Game Changer Wrestling and Black Label Pro. There's so many different options available. Wrestlers no longer have to stay put if they're unhappy. They can simply jump ship to another promotion. Another factor that has contributed to the opening of the Forbidden Door is the rise of social media. As I mentioned earlier, wrestlers are now able to promote themselves regardless of where they're employed. And this has led to a lot of wrestlers being able to build up their own fan bases outside of WWE, for example. Before AEW, most wrestlers were loyal to WWE, and they would often wrestle for the company for their entire careers. This is no longer the case, and wrestlers are now able to explore all of their options. Finally, another reason why the Forbidden Door has been opened is because it makes good business sense. When you think about it, the wrestling industry is very much like the movie industry. There are a lot of different companies involved, and they all produce different types of content. But just like in the movie industry, there are some stars that transcend all of those companies. For example, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is one of the highest paid actors in Hollywood, but he got his start in WWE. And another example is Dave Bautista, who is also a very successful actor, but he too got his start in WWE. The same thing can be said for wrestlers today. CM Punk is one of the biggest stars in all of wrestling, and he has currently signed to AEW. But before that, he was a huge star in WWE. Similarly, Kenny Omega is one of the most popular wrestlers in the world right now. And he currently wrestles for AEW and New Japan. But before that, he was a top star in WWE. These are just a few examples, but there are many others. The point is that wrestlers can be a valuable commodity, and companies are willing to invest a lot of money to secure their services. Because of this, the Forbidden Door has become much more common in recent years. Companies are now willing to let their top stars go in order to make some extra money. And this is good news for fans, because it means that we get to see some dream matches that might not have happened otherwise. Just think about it! CM Punk versus Kenny Omega is a match that a lot of people thought would never happen. But because the Forbidden Door has been opened, it's now a possibility. And that's not the only dream match that's now on the table. There are a lot of other wrestlers who could potentially face off in the near future, such as Kazuchika Okada and Hiroshi Tanahashi. Okada is one of the most popular wrestlers in Japan. And he is considered by many to be the top star in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Meanwhile, Tanahashi is arguably the most popular wrestler of all time in Japan. He has been a main eventer for over a decade, and he has held the IWGP Heavyweight Championship a record 8 times. The two have never faced off one-on-one in singles competition, but that could change in the near future, because the Forbidden Door has been opened. These are just a couple of examples, but there are many others. The point is that because the Forbidden Door has been opened, we could see some dream matches in the near future that we never thought we would see. But it's not just dream matches that we could see, because the Forbidden Door has been opened. We could also see some new rivalries. For example, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks are currently in a feud with the Elite. The Elite is a group of wrestlers who were originally part of Bullet Club, but they broke away to form their own group This has led to some great matches, and it's really raised the level of competition in AEW. If the Forbidden Door continues to be opened, we could see more rivalries like this in the near future. Overall, the Forbidden Door has been opened in wrestling, and it is likely that it will remain that way moving forward. This is a good thing for fans because it means that we get to see dream matches that might not have happened otherwise. It also means that we could see some new rivalries, and it raises the level of competition in general. But that's just my opinion. What do you guys think? Is the Forbidden Door something that should be kept open or closed? Which dream matches would you like to see? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to support the channel even further, consider becoming a member. That's it for this video. I'll see you next time.
Okay guys, thank you for watching my videos.